Porsche investors are telling Porsche that they're very concerned Porsche's margins are going to go down. Porsche's not going to make enough money per car. Porsche said, no, don't worry. We have a strategy. We're going to raise the prices significantly. Then we can make more money. So that's Porsche's answer to the electric car revolution. Raise prices. And they have one other answer that they believe will give them an advantage that is just insurmountable. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Thank you for tuning in. It's great to see all of you. Every single one of you, thank you so much for your support over the last few months. Really appreciated everything you've done for myself and, of course, my family. Thanks so much. Porsche confirmed it will impose significant price increases on its models when it releases the new model in the middle of this year, as in within a few months, Porsche prices will increase significantly. The reason being they want to keep profit margins at around 20% in the long term. That's part of their Road to 20 strategy, Road to 20% profit margins. Now, one thing is worth noting here, and that is that a significant amount of Porsche's profit comes from China. It's true. In fact, there's something about to happen in China that will affect Porsche in a very negative way and make it very hard for them to achieve their goals of 20% profit in China. There's a reason why Porsche investors are getting a bit nervous about this. I'm going to explain to you in just a minute what that actually is and how you probably, well, I don't think anyone has considered this, but it's very important to realize Porsche does make a huge amount of their profits from China, but that could be challenging over the next over the short term. This new rule change, which no one in the media has even talked about, is about to come into effect very, very soon. Now, first of all, Porsche's finance head, Lutz Meschke, said during a call with analysts that Porsche would raise prices to reassure them that the German luxury brand can sustain and build on the strong operating profits it gained in 2022, when it made $7.3 billion US, I should say, or 6.8 billion euros with an 18% return. We will see significant price increases in the middle of the year for the new model year. That will help a lot to make sure we make strong group operating margins, Meschke said. Now, one thing worth thinking about is right now Porsche can't make enough EVs. Apparently Porsche's waiting list for electric cars is 6 to 9 months. And that's in spite of the fact that their EV sales last year were really in a down year. EV sales were really a bit of a disappointment for Porsche, considering the previous year they were doing really well. In addition to the price increases that will be applied across the entire lineup, Porsche said it plans on selling its upcoming all-electric Macan, 718 Boxster and Cayenne at MSRPs that are 10 to 15% higher than their internal combustion engine variants, with Porsche believing its customers will accept these higher prices, even in the midst of a lot of competition coming, which will hit them very soon. So I'm not really convinced that Porsche's customers will think Porsche's EV options are significantly better than other brands' EV options. Nothing really stands out to me in terms of them having a big technological advantage. And why do I say that? I've been saying this for years now. When you buy a Porsche in the past, well, even now, if you buy a gasoline, petrol-powered Porsche, you hear the sound of the engine, right? That's a big part of the experience of driving a Porsche. It's the noise. It's the transmission. Porsche's PDK transmission is extremely impressive. Now, yes, Porsche cars have great handling dynamics, but so do a lot of EVs. And no one is really saying, hey, you know what? The current Porsche Taycan just blows the doors off everyone else when it comes to dynamics. Yeah, it's good, but it's not really class world leading in some way where, you're seeing reviews saying, you should buy a Porsche Taycan because it has the best handling dynamics. I mean, for example, I've driven the thing in Gran Turismo. I've driven the thing in different various simulator games where basically analysts have said this is how it drives, and it's big and it's heavy. It's not really like a 911 where you say, hey, that 911, damn, GT3 RS, that can handle really well. So without having an engine, making an evocative noise, without having a PDK transmission or the need for any transmission. Porsche adds a transmission, a 2-speed transmission to their cars, but no one's really saying that's going to give you some amazing experience. Without having those things, I don't know why people would want to pay this much money for a Porsche electric car. There's nothing particularly compelling about them. Yeah, they're nice, but why would you pay, this much more than the competition for basically what is something that's not really any different? Now that's what I'm thinking, but let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments. Porsche said, we have a very good foundation with a very strong brand and a very strong customer base that gives us the power to increase prices in very challenging times and in an intelligent manner. Now, if this were true, that Porsche buyers just want to buy EVs and they're happy to buy EVs and pay 10 to 15% more than the gasoline or petrol-powered versions or diesel-powered versions, why is it then that Porsche is so convinced that synthetic fuels are the way of the future? And why is it they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars developing synthetic fuels? If they're thinking their customers will pay 10 to 15% more for an electric version, I don't understand why they'd waste the money on these synthetic fuel power plants, on synthetic fuel cars, why that would be their long-term strategy. And it is part of their long-term strategy. But obviously I'm missing something. Let me know what I'm missing. As of the 14th of March 2023, a base Porsche Macan starts at around $60,000 US. So the upcoming electric version should be priced at around $65,000 US, considering the 10 to 15% increase over the internal combustion engine version. But Inside EVs says that this hypothetical situation doesn't take into account the yet to be applied increases announced during the call with the analysts. I don't think you'll see a Porsche Macan for $65,000 US. You never know though. You very much well could. But I highly doubt the Porsche would make a 20% profit margin on a $65,000 Macan. It seems extremely unlikely. Porsche wants its sales to be made up of 50% electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles by 2025. And by 2030, it wants 80% electric sales. So it's in the middle of a massive spending spree to invest in new EVs. Also, it's had a massive spending spree into synthetic fuels, which seems strange considering it's only going to represent less than 20% of the cars they sell in 2030. However, the EVs include a brand new SUV that will be bigger than the Cayenne. Literally, the Cayenne's a big car, but it's going to be bigger than the Cayenne. And it's going to be unveiled towards the end of the decade after the electric Macan, the 718 Boxster, and the Cayenne. So Porsche's EVs have actually been put on hold to some degree. The reason being the software. They're still working on ironing out the software. And so therefore, that means the Macan has been delayed by a couple of years. That's what we're hearing. However, Porsche plans on updating its current generation Cayenne SUV, which will continue to be sold alongside the upcoming electric version, but won't be related in terms of the underlying architecture. The overhaul will bring, among other things, a bigger battery for the plug-in hybrid variant that will increase the battery-only range to 50 miles or around 80 kilometers. That's an increase, actually, that's almost double from the current 25 to 30 miles or 41 to 48 kilometers that it currently does. So they're going to double the range of its battery-only driving. Really, still 50 miles is not that far, but if we can really do 50 miles, that's actually a pretty good number. The Panamera plug-in hybrid will benefit from an updated battery pack, Porsche CEO Oliver Bloom said. So there's going to be some little changes to some of their electric cars that they already have now. Well, plug-in hybrid, it's not an electric car in my opinion, but the reason it's not an electric car is because most people don't drive them as EVs, they drive them as gas-powered cars, they can't be bothered charging them. But anyhow, yeah, you can drive it as EV only. Now, it is true that Porsche are investing tens of billions of dollars into electrification. They're also investing a lot of money into synthetic fuels, into cars that can run on synthetic fuels. Personally, I think they should go all in on electric cars. My hunch is that no one's going to want to pay. They're predicting about 12 to 14 US per litre for synthetic fuels. That's a lot of money for a litre of gasoline. I don't think there'd be many people, even wealthy people, that would want to pay that kind of money for a litre of gasoline, a litre of petrol. Synthetic fuels are really expensive. They're saying they cost around 6 times more than normal fuel. That's why I don't think there's a big market for them. That's why I don't think it's worth Porsche worrying about them. I think it's better to focus on electric cars. Put all your eggs in that basket because that basket will be the winning basket. But that's just my opinion. Do you agree with me on that? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.